Okay, so with this course, what I want to really focus on is rather than techniques, and there may be some techniques, all of our teachers do slightly different techniques. It's 90% the same, but there's always a 10% variation. So you may find I do a few things Craig doesn't do, or Brett does things I don't do. You know, there's a few little variations on things, you know, so it's not going to be the main focus of it. You may pick up a few extra techniques here and there, but the main focus of what we want to do here is diagnosis. Okay, so it's about finding out how to find the source of the tension. So when we're looking at treating any particular individual, we're always trying to find where is their problem and where is the source of their problem. So how does one problem connect with another? So say, for example, somebody may be tight in their calf muscle, but we need to find the tension is coming from their foot. Now, that's pretty simple form of diagnosis. More advanced diagnosis and more tricky treatments are things like when somebody's got a lot of tension in their head and their belly and how to get rid of that. So the main emphasis on this course is going to be about the belly and the head, actually, because the rest of it's pretty easy. I will treat other things, things like shoulder problems. So a lot of shoulder problems actually come from tension coming up the leg, joining with tension coming into the arm and pulling a shoulder forward. So that's a little bit of a tricky one as well that you'll encounter quite a lot. But the main area when we're looking at more advanced massage and diagnosis is how to work the belly and the head, because in my theory, the belly relates more to people's subconscious emotions, whereas the head relates more to their conscious thought patterns. So many times people will have tension in their belly, but because of their mind tends to stop them from releasing their belly. Okay, so often we have to work between the head and the belly and of course the points in the knees, that kind of thing, in order to release that tension. So you'll probably find up to 50% of the people that come and see you have very strong belly tension. Okay, so that's one of the most tricky areas to work effectively, and that's also the area where we tend to get more things like the chi moving in the body. Okay, so everybody in their course get to see people who started to have emotional releases and chi moving and that kind of thing. Okay, so that's what we would call more of the advanced style of massage. Okay, so obviously with our style of massage, it does focus more on the Eastern philosophies of Ayurveda, Chinese medicine, most of the Asian theories of medicine, which is basically that underneath our physical body is our life force. Okay, and really good massage is about moving that life force. Okay, and also on the reverse side of that, tension in our physical body is usually just a physical manifestation of a blockage in the subtle body. Okay, so in that theory, actually the abdominal area tends to be one of the most important, and you'll find that in shiatsu it's used as a very important diagnostic area. It's called your hara. Okay, so in a lot of different martial arts and Eastern theories, if your chi is blocked in your hara, it'll tend to push up into your head and make you produce various nervous problems. Okay, so anxiety, headaches, all sorts of different conditions can happen when you're chi. You'll notice it with people. Their eyes tend to move quite rapidly. They tend to get a lot of overactive mind. So again, it could produce insomnia, all sorts of different conditions like that. The other thing that happens, of course, when the tension is there in the abdomen is all sorts of digestive problems occur. So we get ulcers, you can have constipation, you can have irritable bowel syndrome, you can have anorexia, you can have all sorts of different conditions that relate to the digestive and nervous system. Okay, so reducing that tension in the belly is extremely important, because what will happen is when you get rid of that tension in the belly, the chi will actually, that's being pushed up to people's heads in a lot of cases, can actually settle. Okay, so in martial arts they talk about if somebody's chi is in their hara, then it's very difficult to knock them off their feet, because they're centered and they're grounded. Their chi will also go into their legs really well, and they've got a connection with the earth. But when the chi is pushed up, they tend to be up here. It's very easy in martial arts to knock the person's legs out from under them and they fall over. It's like they're imbalanced there. So really an essential part of good health actually is to allow the chi to circulate through the body, through the different meridians and subtle energy channels. So that's really what we're going to be focusing on. in this class. So I'm going to get as many, obviously, volunteers and people even from the outside, some people who have got different types of tension to work on. But I'd like to, the primary emphasis I'd like to show would be on the belly-head connection. Okay, because that is one of the more tricky ones, and that can also be the one that produces the most profound results and profound changes in people. Of course, not everybody has that belly tension, so as I say, it's probably only about 50% of people. So there's times where obviously people are going to have different problems, and I'd like to also cover whatever basically comes up, so that during this course you guys are going to get as much experience at working with different conditions as possible, okay? Because there is a myriad of different conditions that people can present with, from RSI to knee problems to this and that kind of thing, So during the course I'll try and cover them as much as possible with whoever's got what condition we'll work on, and so you'll get to see and experience more. And the main emphasis of what I want to do is teach you about how to diagnose. So hopefully you guys have got, your techniques down pretty well, but like I say, if you've got any questions about new techniques that I'm using or different techniques, then we can cover that.